Alrighty.
Yo, it's another episode of Weird. I am your host, BradQuan, and I'm here with a very special guest, my guy, Lenny Eastside.
That's me, Lenny Eastside here.
An incredible rapper, rising star within the community. I met him maybe a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great conversation with him. I mean, I want to emphasize the fact that I just met him and we had a conversation that felt as if we'd known each other for a long fucking time. You know what I'm saying? This man is incredibly humble. He's a God-fearing man. He's ventured through the ruin of reality and has made it through. I mean, the wisdom, the compassion. I mean,
Thank you, man. I appreciate all the love, bro.
absolutely. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it, man.
I just, you know what I mean. I'm sitting here thinking of other things to say, but I'm thinking faster than I can speak. You know what I'm saying? That's the power of this man's vitality. And I mean, just to start this off, man. I mean, dude, how the hell are you, brother?
And I'm happy to be alive, bro.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
God woke me up to see another day, man, so I'm blessed.
And yeah, bro, not for nothing. I thought about when you prayed for me that night. I was like, that was one of the realest things anybody's done for me in a while.
And I meant every word, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I very much appreciate that, man. You don't get that often.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, just seeing, it's like you're in tune with your. Do you believe that there's a difference between being religious and being hateful?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I think, when people focus on just being religious, it kind of gives me the impression that those people, and I could be wrong, but it kind of gives me the impression that, when you're religious, you're more so focusing on the rules.
Okay.
But when you are faithful and you put your faith in something, it's less about the rules and more so about the relationship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I do think it's a little different. But, with one thing can lead to the next. You can have faith through religion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just saying that you're religious and saying that you're faithful are two different things. So I do believe that, in a sense, there's a distinction between the two. Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, from what I experienced from you, I would say you lean more toward the latter. But I don't want to just make assumptions. I mean, would you say that's true?
I would say I'm a more faithful person.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a more faithful person than religious. Yeah.
Fair enough. Because I've really been thinking a lot about the difference between that recently. I had an interview with another local artist, super dope, Ozzy.
That's my guy.
Yeah, man. Ozzy,
That's my guy. He cool peoples, man.
One of the coolest motherfuckers roaming the earth, man.
He's actually having I think it's like a release party later tonight around 7:00.
Oh,
I'm gonna be going to that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nah, he's another dope MC from up here.
Dude, shout out to him. I got.
Yes, sir.
I interviewed him twice now. I'm actually, you know what, bro? Now that I think about it, I don't know why the hell I didn't bring this up. I would love to interview you again for a project I'm doing that highlights the rap renaissance taking place within the 518. I've been compiling data for this project since probably the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I bring up Ozzy, who's going to be a part of that project, and I'm sitting here with you, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You would be a great addition to that. And that'll be something that's centered solely on your music. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I'm down to work with you, man. You're a cool guy.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
So I wanna tap into your origins, brother, and kind of just course through your consciousness from there. So my first question to you: what is the earliest experience in your life that you feel still echoes through the person you've become today?
Oh, the earliest experience in my life that I feel still echoes to the person that I am today. Dang, wow, that is a good question, bro.
Thank you.
The earliest experience. You talking about specifically For the music or just in general as a person, like that makes me the person that I am today?
The person you are today. What I'm coursing through is I want to understand the depth beneath the music to better understand the artist, and that'll help me further connect with your art. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I want to ask you this: based on my music, what is it that you like? What kind of impression do you get from it?
Honestly, bro, like, I was thinking about this shit in the car. I'm like, yo, like, you remind me of, like, the male version of Lauryn Hill.
I'll take that. Yeah, I never heard that before, but I like that.
Bro, cause not for nothing. And I'm honestly sort of embarrassed to say this because, like, people might question my black card, but I heard the miseducation of Lauryn Hill for the first time maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it's still so fresh in my mind. I mean, it goes without saying that is a fucking phenomenal piece of art.
It is.
I understand why she still tours off that album, why she's still held in such regard because of that project.
Undoubtedly one of the greatest bodies of work in music.
Period.
Like, not just hip hop, not just R&B, not just one of the greatest bodies of work in music, period, bro.
And it's phenomenal because it's like, dude, like, she carries herself with an arrogance as if she's consistently releasing shit. But it's like, that's the power of that work.
Goodness.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's just your approach to life. Like, you have, like, I feel like a revolutionary sense from you. They're very spiritual. You're definitely for the people. You know what I mean? You do not strike me as somebody that would ever sell his soul or even consider such a thing. You know what I mean? You're somebody that definitely stands on your beliefs. I believe that you're a man of intense conviction. You know what I mean? And honestly, too, like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like you're somewhat militant as well. You know what I mean? I get vibes of, like, you know, Fred Hampton, of Malcolm X, of Stokely Carmichael. You know what I mean? Of just great minds. You know what I mean? Powerful beings. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, there's such a brilliant consciousness that courses through your music that it's connected to such pain, but just immense perspective because of that shit.
See, now, when you asked the question, one of the things that came to my mind was the pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing that really shapes the person that I am is kind of, one of my earliest memories that kind of shapes the way I am in my adult life was more so one of those situations where I finally realized, or like, in retrospect, I realized how little control I have over anything in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can try to prepare for something as much as I want to. I can try to map out everything as much as I want to, but tomorrow isn't promised. 1 second from now isn't promised. And one thing that really shaped how little control I have in my life was finally experiencing like homelessness with my mom and my sister. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school.
How old were you exactly?
I think, if I remember correctly, I was 16 or 17. But, you know, the poverty came before that, you know. Like, you know, my pop's losing his job, and then he kind of turned into a different person, but I understand why. You know, my mom, she got sick when I was 10 years old. So my pop's losing his job when I was around 10. My mom getting sick when I was 10 years old. My mom had to go for surgery the day after my birthday.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? When I was 10 years old. And she had something that she couldn't control, something that she didn't even ask for. And the way how things just changed in my life, you know, it really just showed me how little control I have over these things. I can try to prepare. I can pray for the best, but, you know, it's all in God's will. It's all part of God's plan. And I can't control any of those things. So I guess those kind of experiences is what shapes the person that I am today, kind of attempting to be content with the way my life turned out, and also finding happiness in the small things, you know? So that's kind of one of the, because I've been through a lot of pain. I don't want to keep harping over the pain, keep thinking about the bad things that happen to me in life. I want to be able to move on from it. You know, those things happen, but what am I going to do moving forward? Am I going to keep trying to spend time dwelling on the pain that I felt in the past, or I'm gonna take the pain, and even though it might have set me back, take that pain and just try to pursue what it is that it's you know, what God has planned for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's a saying that goes, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, something like that. So the fact that we don't have control over really anything, essentially, I guess, with that truth being in one hand and the other, I ask myself, does it make sense to plan for the future?
Now, yeah, you know, even though we have no control over anything, when I say that, I more so mean that, then this is an extreme situation, but this is also reality, and I can tap into my past a little bit, you know, but somebody could kill me tomorrow. No matter how much I've been planning for my future, somebody could decide that they're angry at the world and they just want to hurt me, and they could do it tomorrow if they wanted to. So that doesn't mean that I still shouldn't plan for my future. Hello. But yeah, that doesn't mean that I still shouldn't plan for my future, because at the end of the day, do I still want what's best for myself? Yeah. I still should aspire to do that. I still should, while I'm here on this earth, use my abilities and, you know, and give it back to God. You know what I'm saying? I still plan for the future. It doesn't mean that you should sit here and just be stagnant and waste your breath doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's important to, you know, it's okay to still plan for your future, but at the same time accept the fact that you have no control over this, so that when something does happen, you don't send yourself into a spiral of thinking, how could I have done things differently? You know what I'm saying? Because things will happen. You know what I'm saying? You could, and I'll you know, if I could relate that to my life, I guess, you know, growing up, my mom and dad, they thought they were raising us the right way, and they tried their best. But that don't change the fact I grew up in Brownsville, New York. So I'm gonna be around certain other things that are gonna shape the person that I am. So I may come home acting a different way that they didn't teach me, but they still prepared me for my future. But the outside world still shaped me. So that's just an example of what I mean. Like, yeah, you should still prepare for the future, but anything can still happen, because there's so many factors in life that can impact the way a person thinks, talks, moves, etc.
So do you believe the environment at home shaped you more so into who you are, or the environment outside, nature or nurture?
Both. I think both had an equal play.
And that's generally the answer I come to, but I always want to ask, because you never know where somebody's perspective lies in that spectrum.
Yeah, because you know, there's a lot of good things that I've learned from outside, but there's a lot of good things I learned from the environment. There's a lot of good things I learned from home. There's a lot of bad things I learned from the environment. There's a lot of bad things I learned from home, and it shaped the person that I am today. But that's also what brought me closer to God, because I seek validation from people, but now the only person that I want to seek validation from is God, instead of seeking people's validation. Because if I'm even more honest with myself, I don't even think my parents had that guidance. They didn't know where to look for leadership in how they should be raising their children. So eventually that outside environment, that the influence that I was getting from the outside environment took over at home. And then, you know, my parents having a little bit of their own insecurities, it took over. But, you know, they both tried their best, though. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that it's so easy for us as, children, you know what I mean, to overlook the fact that, like, our parents are learning too.
Yeah, they're children as well.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that inner child is always there. We're all, you know what I mean? I don't care how old you are, at some point that being is gonna poke its head out.
Right.
And it needs to be nurtured. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy for us to overlook that because these are the people that are responsible for shaping us. You know what I mean? For preparing us to be a part of humanity and hopefully a productive aspect of humanity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I learned much later. I unfortunately lost both my parents by the time I was 22. So as I explored everything that I experienced from their parenting and dealt with the pain of that, I also had to look into their upbringing, like do intense research about what helped shape them to better understand why they did what they did.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Relatable.
And you know, when you understand that, man, it's like, you know, we're always learning every day. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how old you are. In terms of consciousness, there's no such thing as the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that to be true. I mean, I feel like if there is a pinnacle, I mean, it just comes in the afterlife. You know what I mean? Like heaven would be the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as we are living on planet Earth, I feel like the consciousness is unlimited. You know what I'm saying? There's no mountaintops. You can be 80 years old and like we will never know everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can do our best to guide one or other. Same thing with our parents, but you just don't have all the answers.
No.
You know what I mean? And it's important. It's important that the youth understands that. It's important that the youth views their parents as
Humans, yeah.
so when they do make mistakes, it doesn't rock their understanding of reality. You know what I mean? This is a conversation that I actually had earlier. It's something that I always think about because, I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, well, let me ask you, when your parents made mistakes, did they apologize?
Never.
You know what I'm saying? And that
My dad, I remember the one time my dad apologized to me, bro.
Okay.
One time. I remember it, and it was over something silly, bro. It was something silly. He came in, the radio was turned on. He asked me if I turned the radio on. I said no, because I didn't turn the radio on. He did.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm tired. He put his finger in my face. I'm tired of you and these petty lies. I'm like, I didn't turn the radio on. And I'm just like, you know what, whatever. And then he sat there. I saw him realize that he turned the radio on. And then he said, sorry. And that's it.
That was it.
Now, I you know, this is actually something I thought about the other day too. Like, I wonder if my parents probably did, like, you know, my dad, if he did apologize to me when I was younger, but I just don't remember. Sometimes I think about that. Like, yeah, because like I'm like, do I only remember the bad things, or do I remember? Yeah, is it bad things or things that I remember because they were more traumatic, or did I just experience more traumatic things than positive things? You know,
It's funny. I always think about that.
And by the way, I'm sorry for your loss of your parents, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's something that life does not prepare you for such a thing. You know what I mean? But you know, you learn to, you know, hopefully you learn to live with it. I'm definitely in a much better place now than I was then. You know, but getting back to what you were saying, that's the negative bias. Like, it taps into like our primal selves, you know what I mean? Our sense of survival, like if we're in the wild, right? Danger, the negativity, that's what we're gonna focus on because that demands our immediate attention. That sense of urgency, whereas something positive, like, oh, here's a beautiful fresh water hole, you know what I mean? Watering hole or whatever the hell they call it in the fucking wild, you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a beautiful patch of land over there, like that can wait. That's not immediate. You know what I mean? Whereas the negativity, no matter to what extent it is, like it's there. You know what I'm saying? this is just what you have to focus on right now, because to some extent it's threatening your comfort. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you text somebody, you know what I mean? Hey, good morning. And like, you're super dope and kind. I love you. You know what I'm saying? That shit'll get, the motherfucker thing, I might not respond to that. But if I hit you up like, yo, you a bitch ass nigga, blah, 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 you know, that'll
get some attention.
Quick.
Yeah.
Quick. And I'm just like, why did it have to just take this? You know what I'm saying? Why me? I've given people compliments in passing. You know what I mean? Nothing, or a delayed response, and a response that was kind of just like, oh, thank you. But if it was some fuckery, it would have been a lot quicker. You know what I mean? And it took me a while to realize that, and why it is we do that. You know what I mean? Just understanding us as humans at our most primal form. You know what I mean? That's really what helped me get a better understanding of it, because I think that's fucking fun. You know, the negative shit, it always lasts longer. You know what I mean? It always overpowers the positives. You know what I'm saying? Even though the positives are what really count, but you know, what's good can wait, and what's negative, what's threatening our comfort right now, that's just something that we just instinctively feel requires our attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And that sucks, right?
it does. You know, I had a lot of beautiful memories with my parents and with plenty of people throughout the course of my life, but I don't know. It's just like, I have an overactive brain. And I just always, I get into these periods where I just can't help but dwell on the negativity. And then it just resurfaces as if it's fresh. And I'm just like, this is not good. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've spent so much time trying to understand where it is that comes from. You know what I'm saying? And how I can better, you know, maneuver despite it. You know what I mean? And I've definitely gotten a lot better as time has improved, as I've learned more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it just kills me, man. I mean, life is such a paradox. You know what I'm saying? We thrive in positivity. It's like, oh, love thy neighbor, you know, love thy brother, blah blah. But you know, it's so much easier to just throw shit at thy neighbor or thy brother than it is to help them grow lives. They're garden. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, and I'm that's something I got to work on too. And that is important to me. It is important to me to treat people the way I want to be treated, and try to always respond with love. You know, that's important to me, no matter who it is, man. Because I've seen so many things go left because of how how things were interpreted. Sometimes I might interpret something as disrespect, boom, goes left. Just respond with love, no matter who it is. That's
why face-to-face interactions like this are so important, because when you're texting somebody, you can say something that can be taken a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I didn't mean it like that.
right.
It depends on how you read it. Depends on what state of mind you're in when you read it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? You know? But you know, that's how a lot of miscommunications happen because of that. You know what I mean? The digital age is unfortunately, you know, to blame for a lot of things. But you know, it's easy to put the blame solely on that one thing. But at the end of the day, we have to always look back at ourselves and understand how and understand that we need to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because despite the power of technology or whatever, you know, the soul lives within us. You know what I'm saying? We can always make the best decision, no matter how efficient, you know what I mean, technology is and is still becoming. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to, even though it's easy to point the finger, I always gonna come back home, man.
Yeah.
You know, because another hard, tough pill to swallow is the fact is understanding that we're all fucking hypocrites.
Amen to that, bro.
I hate hypocrisy so much, but I'm like, why do I hate this? And I'm like, hate is in direct correlation with love. You can't hate what you don't have love for. And that love is like, it's something very personal, something that's close to home. And I'm like, if I hate something that someone does, it's because they're mirroring a quality of me that I'm not proud of. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, it's like my aunt used to always tell me when I was a kid, like, don't say you hate that. Don't say you hate that. Hate is such a strong word. You know what I mean? And I understand it now. You know what I mean? There's a difference between disliking and hating. You know what I'm saying? I dislike something, you know what I mean? That's not personal. You know what I mean? Hatred, that's something else entirely. You know what I mean? And
that hate will consume you. Hate can consume you.
Oh my God. He'll kill you, man. Fucking kill you, bro. You know what I mean? It'll eat away at your fucking brain. You know? Which is actually a solid segue into my next question, because what you've been through with homelessness, I feel like could very well lead to immense hatred. You know what I'm saying? What did homelessness teach you about people that you don't think someone with a stable upbringing could easily understand?
Wow. And these are all things that I almost think about on a regular basis, but I guess it showed me how hard it is for some people to truly help somebody who's in need. Man, it's crazy the things that happen. And even, you know, after we got out of homelessness, just me making friends with people who came up from different environments, and the way that they see helping people, or the things that they do when they think they're helping people, when in all actuality they're kind of just doing an action to make themselves feel like they're doing something good. But, you know, and I can't blame them, you know, because I think that when you truly lose everything, it makes you see the world a little differently. It makes you actually care for people in a different way, because you know how you wanted to be cared for when you didn't have anything. And honestly, being homeless, that was some of the most fun times of my life, bro.
You said that.
Yeah, me and my sister and my mom, bro, like that was man, that was some of the best quality time that I ever had with my family, bro.
It was real quality.
Yeah.
There's nothing plastic about
No.
it, you know what I mean?
And then being out in the world again, and you know, being around people and seeing kind of how they view things. Like, I even remember I had a friend do something nice to me, and I looked over it, and a couple of my other friends had their camera out, and it made me feel some type of way.
When you were homeless?
No, not when I was homeless. This was kind of, this is when I first moved up here, and I made some friends, and a friend bought me something, and I looked over and I saw that a couple friends were recording the interaction. It may have been just an overreaction on my part. I didn't react anyway in that situation, but in my mind, I kind of was just like, man, why record this? Why, if you wanted to do this for me, why not just do it for me? Why do we need to record this? You know what I'm saying? Like, she bought, and I appreciate the action, but it would have just felt so much more genuine if it was something from you to me, without having to, you know, have people pull their cameras out and record my reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because it just, I don't know, for me, it just took away from the genuineness of it. It's like, if you want to do something nice for somebody, can you do that without being approved by other people? Can you do something without telling other people that you did this for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I even have another friend who, like, it wasn't until we were adults that he realized how much the things that happened between us when we were younger impacted our relationship now. You know, like I gave things to people when I didn't have, but them, on the other hand, it's like they can give as long as they know they're getting something in return.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I recently had a friend who, you know, said he wanted to help my mom out because, you know, he knew she has cancer, and he bought some herbs to try to, you know, told me he was trying to give it to her. And then when we were on the phone, he said he had said something along the lines of, oh yeah, you know, if I give this to you, I hope that you would do something. I don't remember the exact words, but he said, I hope you would be able to give me something in return. I'm just like, hold on, what do you mean? And coming from him, it didn't sit right, because he had already once asked me for something that I didn't approve of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He asked me to do something for him that I did not approve of, and to him that was something small.
Oh wow.
But it was something that completely went against my morals. And so him saying that, oh, I hope that you would be able to do something small in return for me, I'm like, hold on, whoa. That was something small, and up to this day, he won't be able to let that go. But so what do you mean? It's like, you know what, just keep those herbs. I'm gonna just pray that my mom get better. You know what I'm saying? And then kept the herbs, but it just makes me kind of rethink our whole friendship. Like, I'm playing the memories that we have in our friendship, and it's just like, you know, and I was able to hold you down in ways, like, I never asked for anything from you. You know what I'm saying? I never asked you for anything, bro. And you know, you came up in a, you know, you didn't have as much financial struggles as I did. You know, but yeah, it showed me how people view things differently, you know, how people are when it comes to helping. You know, just like me, I see a homeless person, I might give them some money, or I might say, hey, you know, what you need it for? All right, let's go get some food together. Some people may shoot that person away. Some people may, you know, and again, even when it comes to giving to homeless people, I watch people pull their cameras out and record them giving to homeless people.
In my early 20s, I remember doing that whole ass shit. And I look back at it now, like, the way I would never, you know what I mean? Like, if you want somebody to record you receiving help at your lowest point, you know what I'm saying?
It made me realize how much people, and it's not even your fault, man, but sometimes people don't realize that just because someone's going through something, so just because someone's less fortunate than you, it doesn't make them any less human. They're experiencing the same emotions just as you, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think people should assume that, you know, just because someone's less fortunate, that they should just be okay. They should just be able to accept whatever you give them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're still human.
Yeah.
And just treat them as such. Don't treat them as, you know, there's somebody who, you know, just bottom of the barrel giving them scraps. Nah, they're human. You know what I'm saying? Treat people like human. And it made me realize how much people could be treated like they're less human just because they're less fortunate, you know? Even by the people that claim they want to help.
Capitalism affects us in so many ways. Like, there's always gonna be that system of hierarchy, unfortunately, and even within just the simplicity of our interpersonal relationships. You know what I mean? I guess simplicity might be the wrong word, because relationships are very complex, but I say simplicity in terms of, like, that friend you mentioned. In your mind, that relationship is simple. Like, this is my guy. You know what I mean? There's no question. Like, if I need something, you need something, we got each other. You know what I mean? It's just it's like muscle memory, right?
Yeah.
But
For me, it was for me.
Yeah.
The friendship was one-sided.
Capitalism makes us view our interpersonal relationships as they become transactional. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, what can you do for me? You know what I mean? How can this benefit me and shit like that? And I'm just like, I don't know, we're just conditioned to just use people, take advantage of people who are nice. You know, because I've learned there's a difference between being nice and being kind. You know what I mean? And the difference is boundaries. When you're kind, you're nice, but you got boundaries. You ain't just gonna let motherfuckers walk all over you. And the only people that have problems with that are people who are used to overstepping. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say that having understood both sides. I've been a habitual line stepper. I've actually had somebody call me that. And so that's how Charlie Herfey described Rick James.
Habitual line stepper.
Habitual line stepper. And I'm like, I love Rick James, but that was not how I wanted to be aligned with him. But, you know, I mean, he was right. Shit, at one point in time I was, because I grew up the only child.
Yeah.
I ain't know shit about boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was always doing bullshit for attention at home and shit like that. So you get in the real world, and, you know, I was also very sheltered. So once I had that freedom, you know what I mean? And I felt the weight of the world. The shit crushed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I did what I knew. And unfortunately what I knew was overstepping.
Yeah, I'll actually say this too. And I think that this may apply to you as well. So all those people that I mentioned before, I would hope that they know that whatever they've done is all forgiven by me, because, like I said, I recognize that we're all human and we're all experiencing life for the first time. So we don't have the answers. So whatever they see, and, you know, you mentioned being an only child and all that sort of stuff. Some of those people that I've had those interactions with, also only children. So we've experienced the world very differently, and we're all on different pages of the same book. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope they know that I forgive them, because I've gotten to the point where I was able to understand that we're all on different pages of the same book. You know, so, and I would make the assumption that whatever lines you stepped on, whatever people, I'd hope that they find it in their heart to be able to forgive me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine that's the case. But if it's one thing I do understand, like, we all to some extent hold grudges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Holding a grudge, it does more work. It does worse for you than it does for the person. Like, you know, forgiving is not even for the other person. It's for you.
It's for you.
You don't have to give that person that you forgive access back to your life. But you got to forgive them so you can move on.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was talking to my mans the other day, and I was like, these unresolved conflicts that we go through with people, that shit sits within the shadows of our consciousness and the basement, so to speak, right? And it's there underneath a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, you really gotta work to get to it, but it's there. And it's like, because you're going through life, you're going through your daily potions every day, you know what I mean? You don't think about it.
No.
But it's still there. If that person shows up, suddenly you're gonna be reminded of that grudge that you still have.
Yes.
And it's gonna, you know, it's easier. It takes work to be able to truly forgive. It does. But I feel like a part of that work is understanding that we're all victims of the same disease. We just exhibit our symptoms differently. To some extent, bro, we all do the same goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, and I think of that because it's like, I've been judged for so many things, but then I'll see people do the same shit. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers just don't get it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you know, but it's that whole like, oh, like, I'm fucking up, but not as badly as he's fucking up. But, you know, it all goes into be whatever bullshit narrative we wanna carry on ourselves, you know. I'm a believer in raw honesty. Too honest. It's a gift and a curse, man. You know what I'm saying? But I've harbored much hatred for humanity because of my love for it. And once I came out of that hatred, I had to realize that I never had it that bad. Like, I mean, shit was fucked up, but it could have been so much worse.
Facts. Same.
And, you know, looking at somebody like you that's been through this, I mean, I couldn't imagine. And that brings me to another question that I wanted to ask as you dove into your homelessness. What was your most vulnerable moment during that period?
Most vulnerable moment? Oh, man. So when me, my mom, my sister, when we lost the house when we were younger, we had to go to this place where they decided if we were gonna get accepted into a shelter or not.
Oh, wow.
And just sitting there thinking like, oh my goodness, we might end up living on the street. What do I do? Like, and you know, they found housing for us. They found somewhere for us to live. They gave us the impression that we were gonna I'm not gonna say they gave us the impression that we were gonna stay there permanently, but they say they gave us a week, right? After the week is up, if they don't have to relocate us, then we got the place. Then we get to stay there, get the shelter. So 10 days go by, so we thinking, hey, we get to stay here. I think on the 11th they told us we got to move out, back to the same place again, where they were gonna find housing for us.
Oh my God.
This time I was more chill. You know, I had faith that we were gonna get placed into another shelter again, and we actually did, thank God. And they put us right back where we were, and then we ended up living there for about 2-3 years, something like that. Yeah.
And that's the shelter. Is that like a rescue mission?
Huh?
Is that like a rescue? Is it the same thing, or is
What's rescue mission? What you mean?
rescue mission? That's what they call. There's this place in downtown Albany where I'm from. It's a rescue mission. It's where homeless people can go. They get a bed. They get
Yes.
shelter and food.
Yes.
But
No
they
food.
no food. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But they have to get up every morning at like 6 o'clock and leave, and then they can come back. But
So pretty much in there, it was we had a curfew. Had to be back by 9 p.m.
okay.
If we miss curfew 3 times, they kick us out. I think it was 3 times. I believe so. If we miss curfew 3 times, they kick us out. And there was no free food. We still had to feed ourselves. We had the EBT.
Wow.
Yeah, we had that EBT card since I was like 10 years old, man. You know, EBT. You know, and you know, my mom, she made a way. She made a way, and I ended up getting a job too. My sister did, so we kind of, you know, we tried our best. You know what I'm saying? We found a way to put money in our pockets. You know, yeah. So we always were fed, but we always had food to eat. You know, my mom, if there's one thing that she prioritized, was making sure that we ate. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle said some shit last week during an interview. He said that being a homeless is like a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he was talking about how like living, cause he was in a rescue mission, and
As an adult?
yeah,
Oh man, it's
And-
rough as a grown man.
I believe it. And he was in a situation where he was like, he never thought that would be him.
Yeah.
Till it was.
Yeah.
And
Same.
he was talking about how at some of these places, like, it can be dangerous. Like, motherfuckers get robbed, they get raped, they get beaten, all types of shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's almost safer to some people to live out on the street. You know what I mean? And just kind of figuring out where you're gonna go next, how you're gonna eat, you know what I mean, how you're gonna do this or that. It's like, I mean, I never thought about homelessness like that, but you know,
Yeah.
that shit is like a fucking job. That's
Yeah.
when he said that shit, it rocked me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'll see people, you know, people will you know, ask for money or whatever, and I've given money to plenty of homeless people. But I never forget when I lived in Maryland, there was this homeless guy that came to me, said he wanted some honey. I didn't have any money, but I had food. Nothing crazy. I had some almonds, and I had a Cliff Bar. I mean, I'm thinking if you're hungry, you know, you take the almonds and the Cliff Bar. Protein-packed stuff. You know what I mean? The almonds, that's a healthy fat. You know what I mean? It's good to keep. That'll keep you full. It'll give you energy to keep pushing. I mean, God, he was not grateful at all.
No?
Essentially, just like kind of smacked it away. Like he didn't actually smack it away, but like he might as well have. And I'm like, damn, like you were hungry. You know what I'm saying? But
Sometimes people who are in positions like that, you will experience people who, and I don't want to say the wrong word because I have no idea what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you will experience people who won't accept that type of stuff. You know? But now that goes back to what you asked me, like how did we end up getting food? Like I remember, I'll never forget this too, man. And I was so embarrassed to do this, but I went to my mom attended Kingsborough Community College, and I ended up going to Kingsborough Community College a little later. They had a pantry. We went in the pantry with our shopping cart. My mom explained the situation. They let us take some food from the pantry and bring it home. You know what I'm saying? And I was a little embarrassed, like that we needed to, that we couldn't really afford to go grocery shopping. We had to go to a pantry to get food, especially coming from, you know, when I was younger, we had that stuff. We were able to go grocery shopping until my pops lost his job and my mom got sick. And it happened just like that. All of it, I think it might have been in the same year. You know what I'm saying? My dad lost his job. My mom found out she had a tumor in her chest. Yeah, so.
I'll swallow your pride, man.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, bro. But looking back, and it was embarrassing the first time, right? And then after that, I'm like, yo, Mom, when we going back to the pantry, man? They had these little the chicken breasts. I don't know, chicken breasts in the can. Oh, bro, I used to crack it open, drain out the water, throw a little bit of mayonnaise, salt, black pepper in there, and just eat it with some bread, bro. Yeah, that was a good meal right there.
I mean, after you do most things the first time, after that, it's like, you know, you don't even think about it.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
But it's like, you know, we live in America where we have first world problems. And we don't think about, you know, what people living in real poverty deal with. I mean, and it led me to ask the question, like, in America, even some of the homeless people, like, there's still a sense of entitlement. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
You're not wrong, I'll be honest.
I'll be honest here.
And I'm like,
I didn't want to use that word, but
fair enough.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, it's like, is it like this in like third world countries? I'm like, I don't think this entitlement exists in third world. I mean, I can't speak to that. I've never, you know, been there or really spoken to anybody or obviously dealt with it, but I'm just like, it's just being American just spoils you no matter if you have or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
You know, sometimes I wonder where entitlement comes from too. Like, is it because, you know, we see the potential of what we could be, and we don't like where we are, or we see where we used to be, and you know, it's a little embarrassing where we are now? Because I could relate to that. You know, I wonder. Like, it does make me think. Like, is that where the entitlement comes from?
That's what
Like,
I'm saying, man, because I remember I had some pizza or some shit. I used to work at this place at DP though. It was a calzone place. We delivered calzones. The main target market was college kids.
Yeah.
But we would have like leftover calzones and shit from people who didn't pick up their orders or whatever. And I would take them. I would get out of work at like 2 or 3 in the morning, drive by where I knew homeless people were, and I would give them the food. And, you know, there were times where...
It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, thank you. You know, it's just like, they just not throw this shit away.
What the fuck? Like, you know how much... We throw away a lot of food in this country.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how much, but if I'm not mistaken, it's like in the billions of tons, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, even if that's an overestimate, it's still a lot. The point is, I'm just like,
Hello, Richard.
why? I just felt like that was my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And there were some people that were like, oh, what the? He's on the poison. And I'm like, shit. You know? I remember coming through with a big box of pizza and wings one time. I gave it to somebody, and he was like, no, I don't want that. But then his man said, I'll take it. And then I seen that same motherfucker that just rejected me go and feast with him.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be multiple reasons why, bro.
Type shit. You know, but I'm like, you never know what these guys have gone through.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess it sucks how when you want to do good, it sucks how you have to deal with the consequences of what the last person did.
Right.
You know what I mean? But again, this is all for survival.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't know, you know? Hell, I remember one time a guy knocked on my car window, like, just completely, like, shocked me. And he wanted some money for something. I told him nah, because I mean, I'm sure I had it, but gonna fucking get it. You know what I mean? At that particular time. And he got really upset with me. And I'm like, my nigga, you're knocking on my window, disturbing me. Like, and you're acting like I have to give you something. That shit was kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know. I mean,
You know, that is the hard part too. And I think when you're in a position of being less fortunate, when you fully realize how much more people are less willing to help, as opposed to the amount of people that are willing to help, bro, it really does get you a little frustrated because like, and at the same time, it is a little bit of an entitlement there too. But it also is true that we have no idea how much more fortunate we are than other people, bro. Like, both things are true, bro. You know, and that's why I guess contentment is so important to me, because things could always be better, always. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got everything in the world, which is not even possible.
That's a fact.
Things could always be better, and things could always be worse.
I have to ask myself after that situation, I'm like, am I a bad person? And then I'm like, damn, like.
But it doesn't make you a bad person, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but he came at me as if it was my absolute duty to give him $5 for a fucking slice of pizza. That's what he said. He said, "What's going to do? Split the huge pizza." I'm like, nigga, goddamn, man. Shit. Like, I'm saying, damn, bro, let's drop this shit and go somewhere else. Yeah, bro, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, I might have been going through something that day. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but then again, I said before how I felt it was my responsibility to bring that food to homeless people, knowing that it was just gonna go in the trash. So I guess that was the universe testing me or whatever it is. But
Listen, man, God knows your heart, bro.
take shit. Yeah, man.
God knows your heart, bro.
Like you said earlier, it's important to give people what you wish you would have had in your time of need. And it was like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, some homeless guy came up to me. He wanted to sell me some Viagra. I'm like, yo, I appreciate it, but I'm like, I don't need Viagra. But I gave him the money anyway, and I gave him a hug. You know what I mean? 'Cause he's a good dude, man. He's a nice guy. And, you know, I can tell he had a good heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like now at this stage, man, like I don't even, you know, I don't even think, man, because I'm like, ain't too much separating me from the guy that's on the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now that I've stripped myself to my bare necessities in order to teach myself what I truly need versus what I only want here, you know what I mean? I really understand that now.
Yeah.
And man, because like you said, bro, we're all human, bro. And I'm a firm believer in traditional content. And I think we spoke about this shit to the point where I don't believe in class. You know what I'm saying? We can all contribute, regardless of what we do or don't have. You know what I mean? Everybody can be beneficial to humanity.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just when you're just so fucking selfish and greedy and I don't know, man. It's just the fact that you made it through that, the fact that it made you a better person, a more empathetic person, it's a wonderful thing.
Thank you, bro.
You know, because that appreciation for paradise is not possible without adversity to some extent. You know what I mean? And it's like you gotta go through certain things. Like my uncle said, you have to go through certain things in order to understand certain things.
Right.
You know, and it's. I understand why. I can understand to an extent why you have such a firm conviction to God, because only God could guide you and your family through such a situation.
You know, you literally took the words out of my mouth, bro. Like, the moment you said that, that is what came in my mind, how God guides, God leads, God reveals so much. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've had these experiences through life. Life taught me a lot of things, but the closer I got back to God, the more I realized, like, yo, the things that I've learned just by going through life without guidance are the things that God would have showed me from the beginning.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Fact. You know what I mean? But like the story of Job, like think about it is like, I feel like during your time of need, I feel like is that when your faith came? Like, did you have faith during that time, or did you like reject the reality of if there was a God?
I was less faithful. I was more religious back then.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't until I almost lost my life, for like the third time, that, and it was because of my own bad decision. It wasn't until then that I put aside the human validation and built my relationship with God.
Almost lost your life for the third time. Can you bring me through the trilogy?
Through the trilogy, it's been more than 3, but I can tell you 2.
Okay.
8 years old, almost drowned.
God.
And it was in a pool with like 6 kids. All the kids were my cousins, and the lifeguard was there, and he didn't jump in and help me. I had to sink down to the bottom of the pool and walk to the ladder on my own, and then climb myself up out the ladder. I'm like, yo, I had fell off the floaty thing.
That fucking guy felt like a piece of shit after that.
He didn't pay us no mind, bro. And then my cousins was like, "Oh, you didn't almost drown?" I'm like, "How you telling me I ain't almost drowned? I was inhaling water. I like to the point where I was slowly sinking down to the bottom of the pool, and I was like, and I literally accepted death. I said, you know what, man? This is how I go. This is how I go. I was 8 years old. And then
yeah, you want to talk about the density of reality? Gosh damn!
I just accepted it. I'm like, if this is how I go, this is how I go.
Oh my gosh!
And then I think May 25th, I had gotten into a car accident due to alcohol.
You told me about that.
Yeah.
You almost died from that?
Bro, I had crashed the car. I woke up and the car was on fire.
Oh my fucking god!
And I was stuck in the car. So I had to try to find the door that was open, bust the door open, and stumble out of the car.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, but it was my own wrongdoing that got me there, though. You know what I'm saying? And that really, there's so many things that play a part into it. You know, it's so many things that I tried to do. I blamed myself. I blamed other people. I blamed everything. Now, all those things have a factor. Yeah, like, you know, I watch how some of my friends even probably blame themselves as well. Because, you know, we was all drinking together. But I would hope that they let go of that, you know, like they don't have to blame themselves, because at the end of the day, I knew better. And I got behind the wheel knowing how much alcohol I consumed, but it just became something that was normal to me.
Oh my god!
But like I said, I think I told you I stopped drinking.
For how long have you been sober now?
Since that day, I haven't drank outside of my house. So I think the last time I got drunk was Halloween I think the Halloween after that, or it might have been Halloween 2025. I think that was the last time I got drunk. Yeah, but I was in the house. Like, me and my sister, we had a Halloween party, and I was in the house. You know, got drunk, went to sleep.
Control
Yeah.
chaos. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about your ability to control it. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. I've learned there's a difference between a drinking problem and somebody who's an alcoholic. I know that there is a difference. I can't quite tell you, like, in detail what the difference is.
Right.
But I do, if it's one thing I do know, it's really about the nature of the relationship. You know what I mean? Me personally, I never had a good relationship with this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, never. No. I've been off the sauce for 3 years now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you, God. But that shit was gonna kill me. I was doing wild shit, man. I was crushing up ecstasy and putting it in wine. This was during a period where I was really into Game of Thrones. So I was really living within that reality in such a way, and it was making me do some weird shit. I'm on social media acting like a fucking fool. I'm trying to be a more motivational speaker on TikTok. nigga, my brain was lost. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to the point where I finally came down off that shit, and I had to look at myself and feel the weight of my stupidity.
What was the final moment or the last straw that made you realize that you had to stop?
Not for nothing, bro.
I mean, if it's too personal, you
No,
know,
hell no, bro. This is what this is, man. This is what this is all about. What made me realize that I really needed to change was when I was told by a family friend that my face, my profile picture was on one of those Facebook groups, one of those anonymous Facebook groups where women warn other women about fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I saw my picture and it was like, walks in the park, picnics, blah blah, is too good to be true. And the comments, I was like, oh yeah, he's severely mentally ill and this and that. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And I felt so low because I'm like, this is really, I had to ask myself, I'm like, was I really put here to be a fuck nigga? Like, is that really what my mother risked her life to bring me into this world for? I'm like, I'm out here hurting other women. That's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's sister, that's possibly somebody's mother, that's somebody's everything.
It's a human being, bro.
And this is how they're looking at me. And I can't blame anybody for that but myself. Man, that shit made me really crawl inward. I wrote a really heartfelt poem after that. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta work on myself. I can't do this. I don't want anybody to ever look at me like that again. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I am who I am. I mean, I got my quirks and shit, you know what I mean? And I believe everybody ventures to crazy town, you know what I mean? We can, you know, you can spend a little bit of time there, you know what I mean? But you're not supposed to live there, you know what I mean? And for a while, I own property in that motherfucker, and I'm like, nah, I need to get the fuck, this ain't it.
I'm glad you got out of it, though.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm either gonna die, end up in jail, or fucking psych ward, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, I'm good, man. So I'm very appreciative of the fact that no matter how fucked up shit gets, I don't go back there. I can think to myself, because it's not like I don't want to drink at these low periods, but I can think where it'll lead me. I can see the consequences. I can feel the consequences of it. You know what I mean? And it's like I can almost smell the woodenness, the whiskey, and it just brings me back to that place of just you know what I mean? It just regret, shame. You know, thank God, man. You know,
Turn that shame into conviction, man.
That's a fact, you know what I mean? And I still got you know, work to do, but you know, it ain't as bad as it was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it could always been worse, man. I'm just glad that that's what it took for me to realize I had to get off of this shit, and it wasn't anything worse. It didn't take for me to take somebody's life or some shit. So, you know, that much I am thankful for, and I certainly have become I've become a better man as a result, just kicking it one day at a time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But given that, fact that I shared that part of my life, I didn't realize how good of a segue that was going to be to the next question. When you think back to the hardest period of your life, what part of yourself are you most proud of for surviving it?
I think back to the hardest period of my life. I guess I survived the influence of the environment, you know. And I gotta be, to be completely honest, it wasn't all because of me, you know. There was so many opportunities that were put in front of me to get myself out of situations. You know, I could have partook in some illegal things. I was like, y'all sell that. I'm gonna sell some candy. That's what I'm doing. That's how I used to make money in high school. I used to sell candy, bro. Yeah, and
Fair enough.
but there was so many temptations around me to go down a darker path, you know. But I guess some people may say I just wasn't built like that, you know.
No wrong with
and
that.
And I'm proud of myself for not diving to that, you know. But at the same time, all the other people who have and ended up in worse situations because of it, I empathize with them, and I would hope that they know that there are other ways, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to keep yourself there anymore, man.
Yeah, and I respect the fact that you emphasized, even though you knew it was wrong, because the right situation can land you in the wrong place, no matter who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's kind of like when people judge people for going about things the way that they do, I ask myself, do you were in their shoes knowing exactly what they knew then, that you wouldn't done anything different?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like I respect the fact that you still saw yourself in them, even though you were above the influence.
Because it's not like, I'll be honest, bro, it's not like I didn't dibble dabble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it.
So many things could have went left. You know, it just took one decision, and I made wrong decisions before. If I'm to give even more credit to my parents, the influence.
Yes.
The drug dealer.
I didn't say that.
No, yeah,
What I said. I didn't say those words.
You did not say
I didn't say those words.
The fact that you could have dabbled into that.
Into certain things that
Fair enough.
that would not have been beneficial for me. You know what I'm saying? I tried to find a alternative route. Now I dabble in certain things, but yeah, and of course I still empathize because the environment. It's very easy to fall into certain things when that's the norm for you. When everyone around you is doing the same thing, you literally don't know anything different.
Yeah.
That literally is what's normal. It's okay. It's acceptable. You don't know the outside world. It wasn't until I stepped out of that outside world, and credit to my mom and my dad for trying to move me to different environments. You know, I started off in Brownsville, New York, moved to Canarsie, switched schools from Brownsville, New York to a school in Bushwick where I went to Philip a Scholar for the gifted and talented. It was like, you had to take a test to get in there, all that type of stuff. So I guess I was smart, but
You definitely are smart, absolutely.
I don't know, but I appreciate it. But yeah, I went to that school and just, you know, my parents, they tried to change environments. They tried to do everything. They tried their best, you know, and so credit to them for that. But that's one of the things that I'm very proud that I was able to get out of. But I can't give credit all to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, credit to God, credit to the people who God has used to get me out of those situations too. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. What kind of pain has had the greatest influence on the way you see the world?
What kind of pain? What you mean by that? What kind of pain?
I suppose emotional, physical, you know.
Oh, okay, I got you. I would say mostly, if I had to answer right now, I would assume it's the emotional pain.
Yeah.
You know, because physical pain definitely shapes certain things too, you know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I always used to say this, you can tell who's never been punched in the face before.
Funny you say that, because I say to myself, you know that, but you can also tell who hasn't been punched in the face enough.
Enough, yeah.
I can say, I've been punched in the face, but I haven't been punched in the face enough.
Right.
There's been plenty of times where I could have used uppercut or a hook or something. I've never been uppercutted before in my life.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that's like.
Man,
you know.
Listen, bro.
Have you ever uppercutted somebody before?
Maybe. I've also been uppercut before, you know.
Oh my God. Was it like on the chin? Like,
chin, bite down on your teeth after you get hit.
dude,
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, you know, the physical pain, it definitely does, like you know, getting punched in the face for being, I wouldn't say being rude, but some people will show you that you're being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they gonna let you know you said the wrong thing.
You can say whatever you want, but you can also catch these hands.
Exactly. You know, so I've experienced that. But then the emotional pain as well. I definitely think the emotional pain has shaped me more than anything else. Yeah.
Fair enough. What belief kept you moving forward during moments when giving up would have been easier?
You know, at first, I wouldn't say that any belief. I wouldn't say that there was when I was younger, there was no belief necessarily. You know, it was just, it was, I guess at a young age, I was able to realize, like, okay, these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta keep going, because, like, at some point, I wouldn't want to say I gave up, but for lack of a better term, yeah, I gave up on trying to fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I gave up on trying to control everything. It was I just, you know, yo, bro, it happened, man. You gotta just fight through. You know, you can't go back and fix it.
You find it so hard to be in control. Those we call control freaks.
Yeah,
Is that the work of the devil, you feel?
I believe so. I believe so, because when people who lack control, it's mostly because they have no knowledge. Or at least I would make the assumption it's because they have no knowledge of the future. But the only being who can have knowledge of the future is God. God is the only person who knows it all. We're not God.
We're God-like.
Yeah,
Not God. Yeah.
we're not God. We don't have the same abilities that God does.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to stop trying to replicate the things that only God can do. You'll never be able to control everything. You'll never have knowledge of everything. And if you believe that you can, and if you continuously try to fight against everything,
Mm-hmm.
you will end up driving yourself crazy.
The devil, bro. It's like the devil, I believe, lives in the ego.
Yes, sir.
But it's like, I don't know, but I feel like Satan is the necessary evil, because it takes the temptation of Satan to show us just how strong our faith is. I believe. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in the story of Job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, you know, the way I see it, I mean, Satan had to do his job in order for Job to understand how strong his faith was to God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Satan took everything from that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
His
family is everything, bro.
Livestock, his home, his health.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But he still maintained his faith.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I do believe in necessary evil. I believe in I do believe everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man.
Everyone has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody else may be well off, you know, better off than you in life, but that's their purpose. And also, you have no idea what they're dealing with behind closed doors.
No, that's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, you got motherfuckers that's rich, but you can very well be happier than they are, or just as happy.
Like I said, my happiest times is when I was homeless,
Yeah,
though.
that tells you a lot about what this material shit actually means.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't mean shit, man. You know, but you know, social media and society will tell you it does, and then, you know, blah blah blah. But man, fuck it. No lie, bro. I sleep on the floor right now, but that's my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, and I'm very extreme, but I told myself I need to humble myself. I need to become grateful again for the things that I do have, as opposed to worrying about everything that I don't. I need to strip myself down to the bare necessities to, again, understand the difference between what I need and what I want. And I'm like, you know what? Doing shit like this, man, it's grounded me, no pun intended. It's grounded me in the best possible way. Like, I'm so much more in tune with the universe.
you know what I mean, with people around me, my level of empathy, my patience with people. Everything has improved since I put myself in this situation. You know what I'm saying? My understanding of philosophy, the people that I look up to, people like Diogenes, you know what I mean? This is an individual who chose homelessness, even though he was more than capable of having a very prominent role in society. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody who rejected all that shit. Can't say I'm quite that extreme, but I have rejected some comforts that I could easily have in order to come into a better version of myself. You know what I mean? I'm staying with my uncles right now. Love my uncles to death. You know what I'm saying? I have the money to get an apartment and to get all this shit, but right now this is what I need to be. I need to be around my family, man. They need me as much as I need them. You know what I mean? You know, and shit, bro. Like, you know, being with these guys that I grew up with and everything, people that truly understand me and people who have never looked at me crazy, despite whatever lunacy I've done. Those motherfuckers, those are the people I need to be around right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the company I need. You know what I mean? This is where I need to be before I take the next step, man. Bro, I sleep good on that floor. I sleep good on that mother. I tell you what, I sleep better on that floor than I did in that $3,000 mattress I had on that adjustable base. When I was working at Mattress Firm and I sold $1 million worth of mattresses, I had that nice ass bed. That was like a $5,000 sleep system I got for like $1,200. Great deal. Excellent mattress. Like I was like sleeping in a Mercedes. Man, listen, bro, I'm good on the Pinto. That motherfucker's alive. I love it. I love it. Now, I tell you what, when I do get myself back, you know what I mean, and when I do get my own space again, and I do get my own matches and all that, I'm gonna appreciate it a lot better. I'm not gonna take it for granted. No. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I don't need a mattress. I don't have serious health problems with my bones or anything. Like I can sleep on the floor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I need shelter. I need food. You know what I'm saying? I need love. I got all that. You know what I'm saying? I got money. I have a job. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's just these certain luxuries. It's like that's not something I need. You know what I mean? Again, I'm a bit more extreme. Some people will tell me, oh, this nigga crazy, bro. He doing this. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Different strokes for different folks. You feel me? I know that I didn't appreciate shit. I took everything for granted. I didn't give a fuck about how anybody else was feeling about whatever. I liked to believe that I was better than everybody because of whatever talent I had, because of whatever I accomplished. Man, don't none of that mean shit. You may be better at one thing than somebody, but they're better at something. They're better at one thing that you aren't good at. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to run circles around somebody in terms of your knowledge about one thing, but they can do the same thing to you with something else. Like, it's just, bro, bro, it just brings us back to what we were saying, bro. Different pages, same book, same disease. We exhibit our symptoms different. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. We all gotta go through whatever the fuck it is we need to go through in order to see life the way it is we need to see it. You know what I mean? We're not handed anything we can't handle. You know, that's a fucking fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, man.
Yes, indeed.
For real, you know?
Yes, indeed.
A lot of motherfuckers will... I was like, yeah, man. I'm sleeping on the floor like, oh, dude, I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. What the fuck you apologizing for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the things I did
when I had that nice mattress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm grateful for this.
Yeah.
But again, you know what I'm saying? It's all about perception.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
I mean, I do hope that you can be, in a more comfortable position. Of course, you know. And I also do admire and I love the fact that, you know, despite the fact that you had what you would consider better, you're still finding a positive outlook on what you're going through right now, bro. And that's a good sign of maturity right there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I very much appreciate that, King. You know, glad that I can talk to somebody that understands that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, I have slept on the floor before as well, man, on carpet.
The floor ain't that bad.
It ain't that bad, bro.
It really ain't. Shit,
Yeah.
man. It's the best fucking foundation. Fucking kidding me, man? You know what I mean? Like, shit, I deal with low back pain. Shit, I sleep on my stomach on the floor, bro. It clear that shit right up. You know what I mean? Shit, I'd be good.
You got pillows?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got pillows and blankets. You know what I mean? It ain't just like the bare floor.
Okay.
I mean, I've done that too. I've taken naps on the
Bare floor, yeah.
You know, okay. You know what I'm
The
saying?
way how I sleep, I don't know if this will help you, but I put one pillow on my head and one pillow like on my lower body, kind of like my hip area.
Oh,
It
okay.
keeps you like.
Keeps you balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So try. I don't know if you want to try that, but
I mean, shit, I might just try that tonight.
yeah, one by your head and one right here. And ever since I started doing that, I have not stopped.
Rock and roll, man. Hell yeah, bro. The fuck I'm talking about. For anybody who's sleeping on the fucking floor, you know, take this advice, you know. Dead ass, bro. Make yourself, you know, finding comfort in discomfort. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's an essential life lesson that you can learn in something as simple or inane as sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And if you don't got pillows, ball up some blankets
That's a fact.
and use it as a pillow.
Blankets,
Ball up a blanket, ball up a blanket,
clothes,
yeah.
whatever,
Something.
whatever.
If you just got pillowcases, with this damn pillow, ball up the pillowcases. You know, stuff the pillowcases inside another pillowcase. Make a
Shit,
pillow.
You know what I mean? You can get resourceful, man. You'd be surprised what you can do with nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If the power of broke can lead to motherfuckers, you know, becoming billionaires and shit, the power of nothing can lead to substantial comfort and peace. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer.
Yes, sir.
But that said, what do you think separates the person who is broken by adversity from a person who grows stronger because of it?
That's a good one too. Person who's broken by adversity versus the person who's stronger. Just the ability to see the finish line. You know, sometimes people are unable to see the finish line. And sometimes when you dwell on what you're currently going through instead of looking for ways to get yourself out of it. I think the important thing is not necessarily looking for happiness, you know, because happiness is a temporary thing.
That's a fact.
Right.
Very floating.
Right? Yeah, happiness is temporary. But, you know, more so looking for that way to just sustain yourself as opposed to just looking for ways to make yourself happy. Because you may be broken. Something may have broken you, but I think it would be more beneficial for you in that period where you feel broken not to look for happiness, but look for ways to sustain yourself. You know what I'm saying? And recognize what it is that you should be prioritizing in life. Do you want to prioritize going out the country? Or do you want to prioritize being able to make your own food? You want to prioritize having a $1 million car that's going to burn out all this gas? Or you want to prioritize having a nice Honda that's going to get you from point A to B and it's reliable and it's good on gas?
Bro, it's so funny you say that because I was just thinking about a friend of mine was telling me about how he took a trip to the Dominican Republic and how it was well impeded, but he came back and he was fucked up for a little while.
Yeah.
People do that shit happens to people, man. You know, it happens to a lot of people. That shit happened to me. I went to Chicago last summer. It was I had a beautiful time out there, man. Saw all this beautiful art, you know, was inspired and shit. I came back though, man, I was fucked up for like a 2-week stretch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
What has you messed up?
it was just, I didn't just didn't budget properly. Spent
Oh, that's
more-
what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, spent more money than I should have. I didn't really sit down with my finances and map it out in a way that really made sense. You know what I mean? I was just focused on you know, I was just focused on scratching the itch of that want. That I didn't care about what I need. I'm like, you know what? I'll deal with that shit when it gets here. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, man. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the end of the world. Again, I still had shelter. I still had everything I needed, but still, like, I don't want to have fun knowing that it's going to cost me something. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to rest in paradise knowing that when it's over, still paradise. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that being said, you said don't chase happiness, chase sustainability. By sustainability, do you mean peace?
I guess you can use the word peace there too.
Okay, so is there a difference between happiness and peace?
Yes, there is. Because I think, but they're very similar.
Okay.
You know? I think because happiness is more so, at least my interpretation of what it means when people say that they want happiness, is they want that dopamine hit. That hit of dopamine, you know? But when a person has peace, I think that whether they have that dopamine hit or not, they're accepting of the way that their life is. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, because happiness, especially if you keep trying to chase it, keep trying to chase happiness. I just want happiness. You gotta be careful with that word. Because that feeling of being happy is literally temporary. But peace, and you know, you can think about the things that make people quote unquote happy when they get that dopamine hit. Like when they do something that has them smiling or something in the moment, but then when they have to come back to reality. But, you know, peace is more so of a, it's not temporary.
I believe, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Happiness is dopamine, like I need this right now, whereas peace is serotonin, where it's like I can do without it. I'm good without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I mean? Because the lack of serotonin is what really makes us chase after that dopamine.
Yeah,
you know
you see how much bad habits develop because of the lack of dopamine, you know, because people want to chase the dopamine hit. So many things to bring people dopamine hit. That's why I went into alcohol. That's why I used to drink.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted that dopamine hit. It used to make you feel good. But now, man,
Shit, all types
the way how I see the world without having to have that dopamine hit though.
It's so nice, bro. I used to take all this ecstasy and shit, all this Molly and acid and all this shit. Yeah, I was getting fucked up, you know, for a minute. And I was just like, yo, man, I'm experiencing complete consciousness. You know? Just like, you know, as delusional as I was, like, yo, not for nothing, I can admit that I believe I experienced these moments of enlightenment that I either otherwise couldn't have, or it would have taken me a very long time and a very specific experience to be able to meet that same moment. You know, I'm not gonna say no good came out of it, but the point is like being able to course through that level of consciousness without being so clouded, that's a fucking amazing thing. I was talking to my homeboy, somebody that I interviewed him. I want him to be a frequent guest on this podcast, maybe even like a co-host, because we have great chemistry. That's my guy. I've known him since middle school. He was telling me, yo, bro, we should drop some acid and do an episode. I'm like, nigga, you can drop acid and do an episode. Like, nigga, I've gone too far, too much. I'm good.
And
I feel like I lose my mind again, I ain't coming back. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? The beauty is being able to appreciate depth and raw consciousness and just in philosophy and just all these beautiful things without having to go that far. I know where the edge is. I've gone over the edge. But you know what I mean? It's like you burn your hand on a fucking stovetop once, you already know what it is. You don't gotta do it again. You know what I'm saying? So
You know, there was a point in my life where I dabbled back into, you know, smoking weed. I had stopped when I was 15. But
wait, when did you start? I'm sorry.
younger than 15.
I can imagine.
Way younger than 15, but way younger than 15 was my first time experimenting.
Wow.
With weed. But then I stopped when I was 15. I had a bad experience. I don't think I just got too high, but it had a terrible experience. So not recently, but maybe like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, I started smoking weed again. I don't do it now anymore, but I just used to, you know, an eighth will probably be able to last me like, I don't know, a week and a half.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Shit, I could smoke a eighth in one sitting.
Nah, you see, I wasn't crazy like that, but you know, like one, you know, I could roll up one little something, and that'd last me a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? But when I did get high, I felt as though like, oh my gosh, like I'm experiencing a different level of consciousness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, that same consciousness that I experience now, I found through building my relationship with God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wish, no, I don't wish for anything different, but it is important, you know, I want people to know that all the things that they are chasing, you can find it in God, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Absolutely. You can find all that shit naturally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, I used to be heavy into yoga. I wouldn't mind getting back into that eventually. Because that, you can connect deeply with the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? Through that practice. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel the effects of such substances just by putting your body through the motions of these deep trenches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it can be very spiritual. There's so many ways to experience these intense feelings of enlightenment. You know what I mean? You just have to open your mind and such. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. All these drugs and shit. I mean, oh God, let me tell you, bro. Thank God.
Yeah,
I gotta think. You know, goddamn. For a while, it was looking rough. You know, the age up build. Oh my God, bad trips are. That shit's scary.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this one time I had this terrible trip on acid, bro. I felt like I was on stage in front of thousands of people unprepared. Like everybody's just looking at me. I got a composition notebook in my hand and a pen, but there's not anything in this notebook, and I can't put anything to this paper. And these motherfuckers are just looking at me like, and just in disgust.
That's a crazy analogy, right?
That's a fact, you know what I mean? Because during that particular time, I was trying so hard to create something that was going to elevate me to new heights. I wanted to break through to the other side. I felt like that was going to bring me happiness, despite all the pain that I was dealing with from having lost my parent. I was going so hard, and I just felt like I had to be better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just like this is just not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like the people that create these masterpieces, I don't believe that they're searching for a masterpiece. I don't. Van Gogh painted The Starry Night. I don't think he went in like, oh, I'm gonna make a masterpiece.
Right.
I'm just gonna paint something based on my perception of, you know, this view I have. You know what I mean? And it just becomes that. You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about my music as well. Like, when I first started making music, I was very conscious of what the audience wanted to hear. And I'm like, okay, how do I re-stem it? And I was like, you know what, man? Forget that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and I remember one day I had, shout out to Isla TR, but she's another artist from Albany, but and she's growing up right now. But shout out to her, man. She recorded me one time when I went to watch her perform, and there was also another artist there. He was a producer named Speed, and he was playing some beats. And he just said, "Yo, if there's any rappers in the crowd, want to spit some bars, come rap to my beats." I was like, all right. So I stepped up, grabbed the mic, and I started endlessly rapping to the beats that he was playing. And shout out to Ayala for recording.
Oh wait, was that one of the videos you had on your Instagram or YouTube? You showed me something. You went into the face of somebody in the crowd and you was just spitting.
Not that one.
Okay.
Not that one. There's another one. I'll show it to you afterwards. But,
Please.
But yeah, she recorded it, and I just, honestly, I didn't have no followers on TikTok really. I just posted it on TikTok. And then I posted it on Instagram, and people liked what they saw. And I was like, this whole time I've been trying to worry about what the crowd wants to hear, but I just got up there and started rapping to some old school beats with my old school kind of flow that I used to use, and this is what people like. I'm like, man, Lendell, what do you like, man? What kind of music do you like to listen to? Let's drop that, but let's work on that. You know what I'm saying?
You focusing on the true essence of who you are will bring the right crowd.
Right.
For what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, I had to learn that my damn self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. Being an artist is a beautiful thing, but it's hard because you do it because there's an itch that needs to be scratched within you, but at the same time, you want to be noticed for what you can do, because you want to be. It would be a blessing to be able to make a living off of this shit.
It would be.
You know what I'm saying?
I just want to be able to tell my story to those who listen. You know, I don't want to be praised. Fame is very inhumane, bro. You know, now, am I saying that? Like, I wouldn't mind people knowing me, but with fame, I could imagine it creates more issues mentally, you know?
Absolutely.
Where
We're talking about anxiety, angst, and depression, and oh God,
just the amount of desire that people have to want to get next to you just because of your status. It's scary, bro.
What they can get from you, not giving a fuck about the pain you're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're being objectified.
And the more famous you get, kind of the more people will expect from you. Yeah, you start getting some money, people are like, all right, what about me?
And it's crazy to think, because some motherfuckers get so famous that they just flat out can't relate to regular people.
That's true too.
I can't imagine that. You know what I mean? Could you imagine being as big as like Michael Jackson at his peak? You know what I mean? Or Johnny Depp at his peak? Or I'm trying to think, who's somebody else? I don't know, those are the two people that really.
I mean, Michael Jackson is the pinnacle.
Michael Jackson
of fame.
probably is the pinnacle of fame. Yeah, I mean, Elvis Presley.
I don't think there's been anybody more famous than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, God damn, like, how do you connect with, like, who can understand your life and your daily emotions, that accepts people who are on the same playing field?
Yeah, he might be the only human being to ever exist, the only person that's 100% human to ever exist to be that famous, bro.
God damn.
The whole world knows him.
Jesus.
He's just a man, just like you or me.
Yeah, man. That shit is crazy, bro. I remember seeing a professional football player, an NFL player, back in 2019, I think it was. My cousin's fiance was best friends with him. I forget his name. Bynes is his last name. He was a linebacker on the Ravens. This year, I don't know, do you watch football?
Not at all.
Fair enough.
Not at all. I've never watched it.
This particular year, the Ravens were fucking amazing. It was 14-2. They were favorites for the Super Bowl. I'm just sitting here looking at this motherfucker in Gucci sneakers, sitting on the couch, you know, anterior to me. Motherfucker just chilling. I'm just sitting here shooting the shit with him, talking about Young Thug. I'm lit. I'm drinking Hennessy and shit. We just shooting the shit. I mean, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's a professional athlete. And it's just wild, because I've never been that close
to somebody of that stature. It's like, yeah, this is a regular person, a human being. And I'm talking to this motherfucker like, yo, bro, like, I could win the bowl. Like, this motherfucker could have a chip. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was just so amazing to me. Like, you're around Lamar Jackson, who's a superstar quarterback, and at the time, everybody was talking about him. He's around all these superstar players and shit, and he's playing on this superstar team, and yeah, it was just really surreal. But yeah, it's like that's just a man. And that motherfucker bleed like you, he breathes like you, you know. It's, you know, and the thing about it is, like, yeah, he was on the team, but the motherfucker wasn't famous. Like, he could walk to the store and get milk without people, like, you know, running into there, like, yo, can I get your autograph? Get a picture? You know what I'm saying? But still, he was a professional athlete. You know what I mean? That's just like, this motherfucker is making millions of dollars. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like, I'm this close to somebody like this. Like, it's surreal. But we're taught. I mean, when you see motherfuckers on TV and shit like that, man, you don't view them as accessible.
Yeah, not at all.
That shit is crazy. But yeah, man, I think about that shit, man. I'm like, if I'm ever lucky enough to become rich and famous or whatever, man, I pray to God I never lose my humanity. I pray to God my ego doesn't take the wheel like it did before. You know what I'm saying? There's a saying that goes, your ego is a wonderful servant but a terrible master. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, out here, like, somebody as wise as Mike Tyson, they'll say you gotta kill the ego and all this shit. And I mean, I don't know that the ego can be killed. I believe it can be tamed. But I'm just like, you know, I would hear him say that shit, and I'm like, well, that's easy for you to say because you were the baddest motherfucker on the planet at one point in time. Nobody's fucking with Mike Tyson. He was at the top of his profession, bro. That motherfucker was talking with diamonds on Dolo. Nobody fucking with Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
he did lose it all.
Yeah, he did.
He did lose it all.
He did lose it all, but he was happy when he lost it all because he said that he had motherfuckers fighting to take his clothes to the dry cleaners because there was money in the pockets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he was happy and at peace. Bless you. I don't know if you sneezed.
That was a call. It was a call. Thank you, though.
Yeah. Hey, man, he was happy because he was finally able to connect to humanity. He felt like a human again instead of a fucking object. You know, his story is fucking remarkable. But yeah, man, just hearing him talking about the ego, I mean, it's dope. But I do feel like when you have that ambition, you know, ambition is beautiful, but it's wild. It's feral. Yeah, it's feral. It's wild. It's almost like a wild horse. You gotta mount it. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, you don't have to, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, when you know you can, there's that urge to go for it, despite the dangers that come along with it. I mean, you try to break a horse and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you can die. That shit can kick you and
that's it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you go after it, you know what I'm saying, and you realize what you're capable of. I mean, you know, then you get to a point where, you know what I mean, you're approaching death and you're like, you have no regrets. You know what I'm saying? Even if you you know, don't succeed at it, fuck it, at least you tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta say, like, I gotta try to tame the motherfucking horse. I gotta try to tame it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be comfortable if I just look at that shit and keep it pushing. Like, no, I've got to try. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, man, that shit is some more to me, man. Like, you have this fire within you. It ain't there for show. It ain't there for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's there because it's meant for you to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when it happens, I mean, we aren't really in control of that. But the fact that it can happen, I feel like that much we are in control of. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
we're in control of whatever direction we want to try to go to.
mm-hmm.
But we're not 100% control of the end result.
Mm-hmm.
We play a part,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, if it's not part of God's plan, it's not gonna happen.
That's a fact. Kanye, a good idea is a God idea. You know what I mean? Are you a Kanye fan?
I love. Yeah, I like Kanye's music.
Yeah, man, I love Kanye. I'm glad he came out of that, out of that haze.
He needed. I think he's a person that could probably benefit from isolation a little bit.
Yeah, that's another motherfucker. Famous as hell.
Yeah,
Famous as hell, man.
he could definitely benefit from a little bit of solitude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I think I think he's dealt with that, man. I think his current apology, the apology that he had recently, I think that's, I believe him, you know what I'm saying? But I can never turn my back on, I can't turn my back on humanity, man. Like, even people that commit the worst atrocities, like, that's still a human being. That's still somebody that's capable of redemption. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe, man. Like, I always try to find that, you know what I mean, in people regardless. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to that Kanye situation, people say, "Oh, do you believe him?" I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah.
I think we're all redeemed through Christ, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. When you create music, what truths about yourself are you trying hardest to communicate?
I don't know if they're the truth I'm attempting to communicate, but what I know is that I just want to give people the most authentic version of myself. And however people perceive me, that's just open for discussion now, however I'm perceived. But I just want people to see, I want to be vulnerable. I want to be authentic. I want to be true to myself. And I think that's my only goal, is just to be the most authentic version of myself. I don't have an image that I'm trying to portray anymore. I just want people to know the truth about me. Like, through my stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can pinpoint one exact truth, but I know that these stories that I have to tell, these messages that I have to give, I know that they can either help somebody. I know that they can help somebody, and that's what I would hope for. I want to be able to just give my voice, use my voice in a positive way.
Because I tell you what, bro, even if it don't help somebody, it ain't gonna take nothing from them. You know what I mean? You might not feel like, a motherfucker might not feel your music, but they ain't gonna come out less of a person. You know what I mean? From having heard it, I just feel like nothing bad can come of it. And nothing bad can come of, well, I guess I can't say that nothing bad will come from anything as long as you have good intentions. That's bullshit. But in terms of music, you know what I'm saying? When you go into that shit with good intentions, as your authentic self, I don't believe any harm can come out of that. You know what I mean? You might not like this shit, but you didn't leave worse off than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I will say. I mean, this shit is real, man. That shit is raw, and like I said, I mean, I feel like, as morbid as this sounds, like, if I feel like I can step into your skin suit and be you, you know what I'm saying?
That does sound morbid.
It's morbid. You know what I'm saying? It is, but it's like, that's art. That's fucking art. That's somebody that puts every ounce of their being into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel from you, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Feel like I can walk in their shoes. Like I can feel the weight. I can smell the despair. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's like that, like you can like feel the grit. You know, like that shit is real. Ain't shit plastic about anything you do. No movements, no nothing, bro. All this shit is is real. It's pure, bro. You are uncut heroin. You are uncut heroin. You know what I'm saying, bro? You take a hit of this shit, nigga, you might die. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never been compared to heroin before, man.
This is weird. On weird, you never know what it could be. You never know what might happen. You feel me? But just know it's a compliment. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, you might not get that anywhere else, but it means something.
Thank you, man.
It means
Thank you,
something
thank
here,
you.
bro. Shit.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
Not that I know what heroin is like. Let me just make that.
You gotta put that
Yeah,
out.
you gotta put that out there. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Word.
God bless everybody who's in the throes of heroin addiction.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
But that said, what has suffering taught you about gratitude that success never could?
What the suffering taught me about gratitude. I guess the suffering showed me how much I wasn't grateful for the things that I've had. And also showed me how to be grateful for the small things. You know, small things matter.
What's something small to you that you easily taken for granted before that you look at now and you're like, oh,
I mean, I guess you could say in high school, we were all worried about appearance. Well, I can't say we were all, but in high school there was a version of me that was worried about what other people thought about me. So I kind of wanted to portray that I was this fly guy that had all the nice clothes and all that type of stuff. So I'm here, you know, polo shirt, true religion jeans.
Sounds
that
like
was
me in middle school.
That was
Yeah.
that was what was popular when I was in high school. But and now I'm just more so thankful for just having clothes to wear, bro. Like look, I got on this whole outfit from H&M, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's a nice fucking
Yeah,
outfit.
I got some chucks on.
Yeah.
You know, got some shorts. Got a Keith Haring t-shirt.
Yeah.
Hat. I think this shirt might have been less than $20. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put the shit.
Yeah, it's just, it's, you know, I'm not worried about, like, I think I said this earlier, but it's really showed me how little I needed validation from other people. Because, you know, other people also, same people that you're attempting to validate, or same people that I'm attempting to validate, are also the same people that I'm seeking validation from are also seeking validation from someone else as well.
That's a fact.
So it's just an endless cycle, bro. It's just an endless cycle. So, you know, I'm here trying to have the best of everything, but I mean, you don't need the best of everything, bro. You have.
You feel like our community, you feel like we as black people, like our community is, you feel like we're obsessed with appearance and whatnot more so than others?
I think there's a toxicity inside the community that, at least from my experience, there was a toxicity inside the community where, yeah, we were obsessed with what other people had, what other people were wearing, bro. Like, it was bad, bro. Why? Somebody else whose mom is paying for their clothes. Why I'm trying to impress them. Somebody whose mom is paying for their clothes, I'm trying to impress them, and my mom paying for my clothes too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
And who know, they mom probably struggling the same way my mom's struggling.
But parents will grate themselves for their kids just to look
Good. And you know, I guess my mom ain't want me to get picked on. You know.
Yeah,
So,
that's valid, and I get it, but like, god damn.
yeah, I do wish that at a younger age, I was able to appreciate the small things. Kind of, don't worry about what other people think about what I got on, or what other people think about what I'm doing, and just do what I'm doing because, one, I enjoy it, and do what I do or wear what I wear or think what I think because I know that this is what's best for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Fact. What responsibility do you believe comes with surviving experiences that many people never recover from?
What responsibility?
Yeah, do you believe comes with surviving experiences that many people may never recover from?
I guess, you know, surviving certain experiences, I guess, for me specifically, I know that there's an importance to me to show other people how to survive those experiences. or, you know, the fact that I've been through experiences, I made mistakes, I know exactly how I got into those experiences, I know exactly why I made those mistakes. It is important for me to share that knowledge to help someone else who's probably been through similar situations, you know? I could be saving someone's life.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if I want to use the word responsibility because I think that comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But I think that if you genuinely care, there's something in your heart that will point you into the direction to make those decisions, to want to be able to help somebody else.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, you know, giving people what you wish you could have had in your time of need. You know what I mean? So that they don't have to go through so that they don't have to go through the fucking zigzag maze that you did. You know what I mean? Like, look, dog, you gonna do what you want to do, but I can save you some time.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can save you a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
And with that, you also do have to accept that some people are not gonna want to hear you.
That's a fact.
Some people are not gonna want to hear you at all.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes motherfuckers just gotta experience it for themselves, and I can respect that, but don't mean I can't plant the seed.
Right.
I mean I can't, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's just, I just feel like that's just a human thing to do. You know what I mean? No. And all we can do is be who we are. You know, whatever it is we have or don't have, at the end of the day, we are human.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And my last question, brother man, when your life is over, what do you hope people understand about the man behind the music that they couldn't learn from just the songs alone?
That I'm human. That's it. And I need people to always remember that I'm a human being, though. I'm not a better human being than anyone. I'm not greater in human stature than any person on this earth. I'm a human being just like everyone else. And if this human could achieve certain things, if this human could climb up out of situations despite whatever I've been through in life, you as well, you also as a human being can get out of these situations too, you know? So,
That's a fact.
I'm not a greater person than you. Sometimes, you know, just put in that work. You know? I'm a human just like you. There.
My guy, Lenny Eastside.
That's me.
And the realest niggas walk.
I don't know if I can say that yet, but I oh man.
Let me ask you, like, you got any projects coming up, man? I've been peeping the releases you've been throwing on Instagram, but are you working on a project?
I am working on a project, yes I am. I don't have an official release date yet. You know, I am kind of trying to put it all together. But yes, I am working on a project. The title of it is gonna be Green. Green, that's gonna be the title of it.
What's the significance behind that?
So green is my favorite color, and the album is supposed to be seen as an introduction to me. So, you know, when you're a child, right? One of the first questions you ask the child, another child will ask the child, is, "What's your favorite color?"
Fact.
So that's kind of like the introduction. This is my favorite color. Green is my favorite color. So that's the significance behind the title Green. Green is my favorite color, and it's kind of introducing you to Vendell as a person.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear that shit.
Yeah, man. It's almost done. It's almost done.
You got any shows coming up or anything like that?
Any shows coming up? I will be performing. Let me get you the exact.
You got something at No Fun coming up, right?
Yes, there we go. Wow, you can tap it in. But No Fun. No Fun in Troy is going to be on August 5th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Music at 8 p.m. So, you know, if you want to come check me out. I'm going to be on there with other artists like Mundy, Shallow the Messenger, Solar, my guy Lucas. And, yeah, man, that's the next show. Tap in.
Saturday the 5th of August?
August 5th. Is it a Saturday?
Is it a Saturday? I thought you said Saturday.
Did I say Saturday?
You might not have. I might have just made it
It's
up.
very likely that I did say Saturday too, but no, it's not a Saturday. It's gonna be a Wednesday.
Oh shit, I'm off on Wednesdays.
Ah, shoot, yeah.
I definitely tap in, brother man.
Yes, sir.
Bro, it was a pleasure sitting down with you, and I very much look forward to doing it again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank
my
you.
guy.